Good morning and welcome to Orca News. The headlines. Congress has set a date for absentee voting. President Limson signed and approved last-minute election amendments. Sonoma City and Two-Door completed the road tarring project. And Landova bus route system to be halting operations. Congress has set absentee voting for voters who can't vote on the day of elections on February 12th. Congress set the dates of February 6th to February 10th next Sunday to next Thursday. The voting will be done either by precinct or mail-in voting. The same procedures will be applied to voters who will be voting in their respective precincts. On the other hand, mail-in voting or postal voting will be done by the schedule of the center's posts. An allotted time and date will be given for each city or municipality on when to mail in their ballot. The ballot can be requested into their respective precincts online or by phone. A confidential secured envelope will be given to you and must be immediately sent back to the precinct in order to validate your vote. Moreover, there will be no postal votings on the day of the elections itself. Voters must be in their precincts to cast and validate their votes. President Limson last Saturday signed some last-minute election amendments for the next administration. The president has signed the formation of the Landova Election Committee, or the C-Elect. The election committee will replace Congress in administering and conducting the election process. C-Elect will be held office as a non-governmental organization, beholding the rights to orderly elections and debates. President Limson has also signed an amendment regarding the implementation of midterm elections, in which vacant positions or newly established places should hold elections as soon as possible whenever it's possible. This would give way to vacant positions to hold office, or for newly established places to elect an immediate position in the government. In this case, the legislative branch will not adhere to administering newly established city, municipality, village, or district. They will be counted in the general elections to recognize their electoral count in the national elections, particularly in the House of Representatives. The new amendment will take effect by the new administration on March 1st. The road tarring project in Sonoma City and Two-Door has been completed. More to report from George. George?
Yes, Carson. The road tarring project in Sonoma City and Two-Door has been completed last week. It took approximately 3 weeks to complete the project. Motorists can now pass along the newly tarred roads. According to the Architecture and Infrastructure Department, next on the road tarring project will be Schottler and lastly Picot City. But due to the upcoming elections, the road tarring project will be postponed for some time after the elections. Back to you, Carson.
Thank you, George. Here's our weather for today. The Landova bus route system will be halting operations starting today due to the decline of travels and passengers. All bus routes from Sonoma City, Plainsfield City, Schottler, and Picot City will be halted upon the recommendation of the Transportation Department. According to the Secretary for Transportation, it could take time to rejuvenate the people's mode of public transportation today wherein remote work is being done. With that, the Landova Metro Transit System, or the LMTS, will be finishing the construction of the Shuttler Station railing project. The expected completion of the rails is within this week. Here's our Orca Fact for today. Did you know that orcas breach to become one with their groups? A whale's jump is called a breach. It is classified as when more than 40% of the animal's body makes it above the water's surface. It is an unusual behavior to carry out due to the high energy demand it requires. The simplest explanation for a whale jumping out of the water appears to be sociality or alertness. Which one of those? Depends on the context. Killer whales are highly social animals and are composed of multiple family groups, so when related groups meet up, this makes breaching more likely. They sometimes breach to get rid of skin parasites and just for fun. Landova is still once again COVID-19 free. Vaccination is still ongoing for phases 1 to 4. The total doses administered are now at 9,381. Partially vaccinated individuals are now at 5,980, and the fully vaccinated are now at 3,401. And that's it for today's news. This is Carson Elgers, reporting for Orca News. Good morning, everyone.